Hey everybody, welcome to American Courts. Today we've got Judge Webster in Kansas and Judge Boyd in Texas. Make sure to check out their channels, like and subscribe. Here are the links. I'll put the links in the description also. Judge Webster's got a good one for you.
2024 CR 22, State of Kansas versus Shadeja Diacol Contreras. I don't know if I pronounced any of those names right. How do you pronounce them?
Shadeja Diacol Contreras.
Shadeja Diacol Contreras. I'll probably have to ask you that again, but it's a beautiful name. I appreciate you telling me how to pronounce it. All right, Mr. Patterson, how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, in this case, I would announce that Ms. Contreras would be entering a plea of guilty to count 1, driving after being declared habitual violator. States agreed to dismiss count 2.
And that's your agreement, Ms. Pierce?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Contreras, how do you plead then to count 1, driving after being declared an habitual violator?
Guilty.
You're admitting that on November 19th, 2023, you were driving in Butler County and that your license was revoked at the time?
Yes.
Do you remember where you were driving when the officer stopped you?
On the interstate.
Okay, out on the Turnpike, I-35, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were driving and your license was revoked as an habitual violator, is that correct?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this plea by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No.
Do you understand with this plea you are giving up your right to a trial and your right to appeal conviction?
Yes.
All right. I will accept your plea and find you guilty. Recommendations for sentencing?
Judge, we have discussed a 6 months controlling, 1 year non-reporting probation, a fine of $200, court costs. And I think that's all, Judge.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
I would ask court to adopt the recommendations. I am court appointed in this case.
All right. Where do you work, Ms. Contreras?
Wichita.
Okay, this time I will sentence you to 6 months in the Butler County Jail and fine you $200, order court costs of $108. And Mr. Patterson, you said you're appointed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney's fees will be $250. I believe that totals $558. I will grant you a 1 year reporting probation, and as long as you're successful on that, you will not have to serve the 6 months. But all standard conditions will apply, primarily 2 specific conditions. Number 1, do not violate any law during this 12 months. And get the $558 paid. How much time do you need to pay that, if any?
I have a question. Why do I have to pay $200 for a Zoom meeting?
Why do you have to pay a $200 fine?
Yeah, why do I have to pay a $200 court fine?
Well, I could give you a $2,500 fine.
Don't matter to me. But okay, that's fine.
The fine can be anywhere up to $2,500. Your status is an habitual violator. That means you have been convicted so many times in traffic A and B misdemeanors that you qualify for revocation of license for 3 years.
Okay.
All right. Any more questions about that?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I do have one more question. Is it supervised probation or is it unsupervised probation?
Well, the recommendations of the parties was 1 year, but I'm starting to get concerned about your attitude and wondering if you need supervised, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to.
Oh, ma'am, you said supervised. He said unsupervised, and then you said 1 year supervised. I don't get it. I didn't hear it.
Well, if I had meant supervised, I would have added a $60 supervision fee.
She said that.
But like I said, I'm really getting concerned that,
Well, ma'am, I'm just repeating what you said to me. If it was a mistake, then it was a mistake. But you just said supervised probation at the end. And I know everybody in this room heard it, just like I heard it.
Mr. Patterson, is that what you heard?
Uh, Judge, I would prefer a breakout room with my client if I could.
Miss Cheryl, did you hear that?
I will ask you that, Miss Cheryl, because it is not appropriate for you to talk to counsel directly other than your own. Miss Pierce, did you hear me say that supervised
Yes, Your Honor. I heard you say reporting.
reporting? All right.
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
All right, but that still did not justify a response. Mr. Patterson, I'll give you just about a minute with your client.
That's all I need, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Contreras, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your fine is again $200, court costs $108, $250 attorney fees for a total of $558. Your sentence again is 6 months. If you do not want to serve that 6 months, you need to be successful on a 1-year non-reporting probation. Non-reporting meaning you do not see a probation officer, but you are nevertheless on probation. If you violate the law during the next year, your probation can be revoked and you can serve the 6 months. If you fail to pay the $558 in the time I tell you, your probation can be revoked and you can serve your jail sentence. You also can get a collection agent if you don't pay, and you can add more time to the revocation of your driver's license if you don't pay. Now, I am willing to work with you on that payment schedule. Can you pay the whole $558 today, or do you need some time to pay?
No, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
All
You go
right.
ahead.
What I will do is give you an order that you pay at least. Will you tell me how much you want to pay? Can you pay $100 a month so that you can have this paid off in the 6 months to get your probation over?
No, I thought I had a year of probation.
So you want to make it in payments of a 12th, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will grant you 1/12. I don't usually do that on non-reporting probation. So if I have to set it out that far, I will make it reporting probation
Here you go.
because I need someone to monitor that and to make sure you're in compliance. So do you want to try to pay it off in 6 months, or do you want to pay it off in a year but make it reporting probation?
Ms. Contreras, do you understand what she's asking?
Yeah, I understand what she's saying.
Can you get it paid off within the 6 months?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Thank you.
understand that's probably twice what I usually give folks. All right, so you'll need to make payments of about $100 a month and have that paid off in 6 months.
I don't get it.
And
I understand.
I know you understand, but your attitude is still an issue that troubles me. If you don't want to be back here before me or another judge on an issue to revoke probation, make sure you comply with the 2 terms I've given you. $100 payments until paid in full. First payment will be due November 21st, 2024. You will have a payment due the 21st day of every month thereafter until paid. So November 21st and the 21st of each month thereafter at the rate of $100 until paid. Any questions about that?
Can I ask the question?
Certainly.
I have never known a judge to set up a payment plan. But I understand what you're saying. I'll get it paid off before then. Thank you.
I'm transferring this to reporting probation. There will be a $60 probation fee. You will be required to report to probation as soon as this hearing is over. Go to the probation office down the hall and report. This will be a 1-year reporting probation. All standard conditions will apply, and they will go over those, and you will sign off on those, or you will not be given probation. You'll serve your 6 months. Your payment plan that you're not used to, I'm still going to give you the order to pay $100 a month with your first payment due on October 21st, 2024, due on the 21st of each month thereafter.
That's the whole point.
What's the whole point?
All right, thank you. Never
What's
mind.
the whole point?
I'm talking to the officer.
The officer isn't your legal advisor.
What's
Mr.
the-
Patterson is. The whole point is to keep you out of jail. And if I have much more problem, I'm gonna say, forget probation. Let's just take her into custody and take her to jail for 6 months. Deputy, don't be doing that. Don't be
We
muting
didn't
her.
need to write this down. There was no point in writing this down, but thank you.
I was just writing down her fines and stuff that she had, and I changed it.
Well, I know
and
you
added
were
the
trying to help her,
$60.
deputy, but I don't think that's appropriate. So don't be doing that. Now, where are you going next?
Mhm.
Where
Down
are
the
you
street.
going?
I'm going down the street.
No, you're going down the hall to probation.
Yes, down the hall.
If you don't do that, and if you don't do what I told you to do, then you can go down to the street to the county jail. You know,
Ma'am.
you don't have yourself in that big of a predicament, but you just keep making it worse with your attitude and your responses. So I'm going to let you go now before you get yourself in any worse trouble. But you better be respectful to the folks in the court services, a lot more respectful than you've been to court.
Understand.
Thank you. You may go. Deputy, who do you have next?
Last name Hamilton, first
2024 CR 1043, State of Texas versus J. Angel Juarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Eric Sadelman.
Defense?
Carl Bashley on it.
And are you Mr. Juarez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here on a restitution hearing. Is that correct? State and defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and the state's witness is appearing by Zoom. The court will note for the record, she was here at 9 a.m. Defense was in juvenile. Any objections to Ms. Warner appearing by Zoom? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and do you have any objection to her appearing by Zoom? All right. State, you may proceed.
Ms. Warner, were you
Oh,
involved?
just 1 second. You're going to call Ms. Warner as a
State-
witness?
State calls Kiana Warner.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Kiana Warner,
All right, state.
Ms. Warner, were
San
you-
Antonio, Texas.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Ms. Warner, were you involved in a collision that occurred on or about May 14th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
Could you briefly describe the circumstances of that collision?
Yes, sir. I believe it was around that time. I was at Babcock 7-Eleven. I was parked in a designated parking spot in front of the corner store. The other person that actually hit my vehicle was parked in a parking space that was not a designated parking spot. And a police officer happened to just be passing through the convenience store. And as he was passing through, the person in the truck was backing out. And so the cop honked his horn to like let him know like someone's behind you. And he ended up hitting the cop car. And in the process of him hitting the cop car, the cop got out of the vehicle. And as the officer got out of the vehicle, the person driving the vehicle rammed my car out of the way to flee the scene.
And what damage did your vehicle sustain?
I have pictures I can submit via email if y'all need them, but all the back of my bumper, the back of my bumper was ripped off. I had a light that was damaged. It's pretty in depth. I also I sent in the estimate to get the collision fixed. So y'all have that, and it goes a breakdown by exactly what was damaged.
Who did you go to have the damage to your vehicle assessed?
I don't remember the exact collision place, but if I can have a few seconds, I can pull up the estimate and I can tell you.
And Ms. Warner, what did collision estimates tell you would be the amount of money required to repair your vehicle?
It's going to be listed on the document. I don't have the exact dollar amount in front of me, but
does $6,399 sound about right to you, more or less?
correct.
And what vehicle did you have at the time?
A 2020 Buick Enclave.
And have you been compensated for the amount of the loss to your vehicle by any other source?
No, I have not.
Pass the witness.
Defense.
At the time of the incident, was this Buick Enclave, was it covered by insurance?
It was.
Relevance.
Oh, I'll let her answer. She said yes.
And did you make any type of claim with that insurance for payment?
Not with mine, because the person that hit my car should be responsible for it. So I tried to go through their insurance.
And I think you previously said that you have not been compensated by anybody else for any repairs on the car. Is that correct?
Correct, because he didn't own the vehicle. So I was going back and forth with the person that actually owned the vehicle. The vehicle he totaled out, it belonged to someone else, and her insurance, it almost seemed like it wasn't real insurance. I was going back and forth with them, and I never ended up hearing back from them.
Okay, so this Buick Enclave that you were driving that day, did you own that?
Correct, I'm financing it. I had just actually purchased it April the 19th.
I wanted to make sure, because that sounded like maybe you said someone else owned it. So, but you owned it.
No, the vehicle that the person you're representing, the vehicle he totaled out wasn't his vehicle.
I'm talking about your vehicle. That's all I'm caring about.
Okay, and that's what I was stating.
Okay, that's wanted to clarify. All right. So on the Buick Enclave, the 2020, you said that you didn't make a claim insurance and nobody else helped you pay. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. No further questions, Jamie.
Any other questions of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So what the court has heard from this witness, and everyone correct me if I'm wrong, that she went to collision experts, the amount which both parties off the record have previously tendered to the court, the amount, and that amount is $6,399.22. That's what the court has. I know, State, you asked her a question, and she said $6,399. But according to the documents that both parties submitted to the court, it's $6,399.22. So do both parties agree that that's the amount from collision experts? And then we'll get to the restitution amount.
I think
Yes.
we agree that is the amount quoted by collision experts.
All right.
That's correct. And I was provided a copy of that previous to the hearing. So that would be correct.
All right. So it appears to the court that that's the restitution amount. The court will hear whatever argument the defense has as to maybe why that should not be the amount.
Your Honor, the last court hearing is when we had the hearing on my legal arguments for it. I won't re-urge those, and the court overruled those.
All right. And so the argument you want to re-urge, that's
No, I won't re-urge those. They're on the record. They're already overruled.
All right.
Um, Since the research that I've done, Your Honor, I could not find anything that says that she's required to file under insurance. I just wanted to make sure she hadn't done it. So I don't really have anything presented to the court other than a prior argument that she already for.
All right. So then the amount of restitution that's going to be owed is $6,399.12. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Was it 12 or 20?
I'm sorry, 22 cents. Thank you. So the record can be clear. $6,399.22. That's the amount you have to pay. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We can go out the record. How are you planning on paying that?
Getting a job.
Do you not currently have employment?
Oh man, my days, but I had quit. They were trying to withhold one of my checks.
They're trying to do what?
They were trying to withhold one of my checks.
Why?
I have no idea.
All right. So here's the thing. You're getting employment. Do you understand? How old are you?
18.
All right. How are you supporting yourself?
I was when I had my job, but I recently just.
How long has that been?
Not like 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. So have you not eaten in 2 to 3 weeks? How are you eating if you don't have money?
My mom cooks dinner.
All right. So here's the thing. Parents are letting young people stay at home now, not in school, don't have a job. But in this court, you're getting employment and you're going to pay her back the $6,399.22. Do you understand? So what are your plans? How are you getting employment?
My brother-in-law, he does construction. So I'm just gonna try to talk to one of his bosses.
So why haven't you talked to him before then?
Because I need my ID. I'm working on getting my ID.
Why don't you have an ID?
I haven't scheduled an appointment.
No. Since when have you not had an ID? How long has this been?
I haven't had one.
Well, how did you get employment at this other place if you don't have an ID?
So my mom's baby daddy knew the owner of the moving company. So
Yep, your mother's baby daddy. So your stepfather, your father?
I don't consider him as my stepfather, but yeah. The father of my little sibling is the same, the sister's
All right.
father.
So stepfather. All right. It's always, you've done CPS cases. When people say certain things, it's hard to see the family tree.
It would be his sister's father, all right?
All right. So here's the thing. I'm requiring you to get a job. If you don't have a job, a motion to revoke is going to be filed and you're getting a job within 30 days. There are plenty of places for you to have employment. I see all down the street, employment available at Burger King, wherever. You knock your pride aside because you're trying to get employment so you can pay back what you owe. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if this vehicle that you were in was stolen, all you had to do was stop. And you know what would end up happening? You would have had an unauthorized use of a vehicle. But now you not only have that maybe, but you have this evading and you just wrecked her brand new car for her that she just bought. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Abrams, he's to have employment within 30 days. And if he doesn't have employment within 30 days, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know if you've just been laying around, not getting your identification, but that's going to stop.
That's not happening.
Well, I mean, you don't have your identification. And you're saying your mother's baby's daddy gave you a job. I mean, that's what am I saying something that he did not say? Did he not say he didn't need his identification because his mother's baby daddy got him a job that he quit because his mother's baby's daddy's friend or employer would not pay him, was holding back his check? That's what you told me.
Yeah, but I didn't say I didn't need my ID because I do need my ID. I have an appointment scheduled in January.
No, well, January is not going to help you. You better go back to that job with your mother's baby's daddy so that you can work to pay her what you owe.
Is there any way I could go because I know there's one in Universal City. Is there any way I could go out of Bear County to go get my ID from over there? Or
that's not my issue. That's on you. And if you're going to have a dollar sign on your finger, you need to have money to match that dollar sign. You understand? She wants her $6,399.22. You've ruined her day that day. Can you imagine if you had a brand new car and somebody plows into it and wrecks it? Yeah. So you're getting a job within 30 days. However you get your identification, that's a problem you're gonna have to solve. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm allowed to leave Bear County to go get
You're
my.
allowed to work within 30 days.
All right.
That's yes or no. Do you understand?
I think what
Yes,
you have,
ma'am.
since normally you can't leave Bear County without permission, whether you have permission to go there to get it.
I'll just talk to my probation officer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes. So within 30 days, he needs to have employment, the end. And then once he gets employment, Ms. Abrams, if he doesn't have employment within 30 days, file a motion to revoke. If he has employment within 30 days, then we need to bring him back here to find out how much he's going to be paying per month to her to pay down this restitution.
Judge, okay. Typically, the cashiers will put it in the system and give them a dollar amount, and once that's secured, then I can get a supplemental report to send to you.
All right, well, let them know I'm not going to be satisfied with $50 a month. All right. Okay, is there anything else?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you for zooming in.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.